firm believer that you don't make statements that aren't substantiated by facts. Now, it's hard if you're not a scientist.
Could you let the dairy industry know that, please?
Yeah, well, we're coming against a huge army that we're trying to beat that has been educated from birth that dairy's good. But you won't be able to understand a study, let's say on athletic performance. You hear drink milk, chocolate milk after exercise enhances performance. And I teach a performance nutrition class as well at college. And we go over the studies on post-exercise nutrition. Now, the studies look great until you look at the methodology. And you see that in a lot of the studies on milk, they're not using a control, they're using water as their control. Or they're using carbohydrates as their control.
Explain what a control is.
A control is what you're comparing it to. What people normally would do, it's a placebo that you want to compare your actual independent variable, and that's probably more confusing than it's helping. But they compare after exercise. Research in the 90s showed that having protein and carbohydrates after exercise, immediately after exercises, enhances recovery. Not just the restoration of glycogen, your energy store in your muscle, but also protein synthesis in your muscle. And what you need to do is look at the research, and what my students see is, you know what? Comparing it to carbohydrates, of course you're going to get the same amount of glycogen restoration, but you're not going to get protein synthesis because you need protein, amino acids. But the general public isn't going to be able to know that that's what the study that the industry is using to support dairy.
Well, we're not educated on
Exactly.
how to
So
dissect a study.
You should look at who's writing it, but then you might want to look at some other studies that looked at soy protein or other forms of protein, even amino acid supplementation to get the same amount. That shows there's no difference between dairy and a carbohydrate protein replacement.